한국 학생들한테 고민이 뭐예요? 이러면 취직이요. 그래요. Finding job. 그렇게 얘기를 하거든요. 혹시 스펙 쌓기라는 말씀 들어보셨어요? 스펙 쌓기? 한국에서는 이 말이 굉장히 대학생들 사이에서 광범위하게 쓰이고 있어요. 무슨 말이냐면 learning experience, yes, learning experiences to prepare for their job. 그런 얘기예요. 그래서 이렇게 오직 취직을 위해서 대학 4년을 다 걱정하고 쓰거든요. 그래서 나중에 정말 글로벌 리더가 되기 위해서 대학생활 4년 동안 이건 꼭 해야 된다라고 해주시고 싶으신 어떤 게 있을까요?
One very interesting thing that we have heard about, and I haven't really seen the data to back this up, but I was told this by one of our very senior people, and it's that of the students who graduated from Dartmouth in 2005, 40% of them are doing jobs that didn't exist in 2005. So 6 years later, 40% are doing jobs that didn't exist.
무서운 말이에요.
Yeah, right. 네. So this is going to happen, and it's going to happen everywhere. 네. So I would say a couple of things. First of all, for the young people, is to be a global citizen. Care about what's happening in the rest of the world. You know, read. There are so many wonderful magazines, so much great literature in Korea. I mean, I've, you know, it used to be that Korean newspapers and magazines were focused only on Korea. Now they're much more focused on how the rest of the world is doing. Find a way of really understanding and trying to get inside things that are happening in other parts of the world. I think it's really important for Koreans to learn at least 2, but preferably 3 languages. You know, the Netherlands, people from the Netherlands do so well, and almost everybody in the Netherlands speaks 3 languages. Yeah. So for Koreans, very reasonable to learn English, Korean, and Chinese, for example. No. You know, it's just something that everyone should have. But not just study them. You really should be able to use the languages.
And understand culture as well.
And understand the culture as well. You can now, it used to be that, you know, you had to be very wealthy and you had to go there. But now there's so many things that you can use to understand how other cultures work. There's YouTube. There's just so many resources online that you can use to learn how other cultures think. So being a global citizen means that you can really have a deep sense of how people from completely different cultures can see the world, and it can be so different from the way you see the world. So those things are also really, really important. You know, at the end of the day, just doing those things that you're supposed to do, you know, just take care of it. You know, make sure that you know, going to a good school is important. You know, do your studies and make sure that you do those studies well. But I see a lot of young people suffering over it. You know, my parents tell me to do this, but I don't see it's worthwhile. Yeah, you know, why should I do this? Why should I study this? Why should? Well, some things are just very, you know, you should see them for young people as just acts of discipline, right? Practicing, you know, think of what the Buddhist monks do. You know, my friend who's now a Buddhist monk, his job used to be, they used to make cassette tapes of the sermons of the leader, right? And his job for years was just to clean the little cassette tape machine so they could make a cleaner copy. And that's all he did. This is a Harvard graduate, brilliant guy, and he did these very small things because the Buddhists understand that doing small things with great devotion and persistence teaches you something important. So don't make an excuse. Well, I shouldn't study math because how's this going to help me in my career? Studying the math, doing your homework, you should see as a wonderful exercise in discipline. And that going through this wonderful exercise in discipline, that's what's going to equip you for success in the future, because you know that when you have to do it, you can sit down, you can calm yourself down, and you can do a task. Every time you do it, it's like you're lifting weights. You know, you're strengthening this sort of discipline muscle in your body, and to have that is really, really great. If you just do that and you don't understand how the rest of the world works, then I think you're not. It's going to be difficult to be a leader. But doing both of those things at the same time, because the one thing that is always required of great leaders is the ability to discipline themselves, to sit down, to get things done when they know they have to do